Yep.
Yeah,
Semi was right here, took a close turn. They had just entered on the bridge. We were actually jumping on those stones right there.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason, who knows why.
I saw
it was
the
fun.
Yeah,
stain of the blood down there.
Harry, he was here too. He was kind of spectating, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's scared of people.
He doesn't want to be interviewed, but.
Oh, that's y'all's friend?
Yeah, that's my son. It's Josh's brother.
Oh, okay.
We were standing on the stones right there when it happened. We heard this bang and and we saw the semi going up on the sidewalk.
Should I make him up? Did I make him up?
Yeah, he's just scared of people.
Okay.
He's just shy.
No worries.
No, but it was a very serious injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
How much detail should we be going into about it? Is there like a level?
Yeah, they're kind of like that picture with all the blood. We're going to have to probably blur that.
Yeah.
For example. So, I would stick to like maybe using adjectives, like it was kind of gruesome or disturbing or, life-threatening.
Between us, this was missing to his bone.
Yeah,
So-
there was like blood squirting out.
But I suppose we'll just say it
Yeah, I want to say that.
it was like a Mortal Kombat injury or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you can do it like that.
Here's a very gruesome.
And the inside, probably on the top, and then I'll put it down here. We'll get you two. I just like he was describing it, so I was like, okay. You want to do that again?
No, you're fine.
Or? All right. So interview or I'll tell you. Yeah, just tell us again.
So we were standing right over down the steps. We just down the river, and we were kind of chilling over there. We heard this bang, and we turn over, right? And a semi is coming down the street, right up on the sidewalk. It must have taken a sharp turn or something, but it was right up on the sidewalk, and its wheels were actually up. It stopped for 1 second, maybe half a second, right? And we look over and it starts to rev its engine, speed off as the pedestrians are yelling profanities. So we're like, what in the world is going on? We look over, we see 2 people on the ground, and then 2 people ahead of them with ergos and a baby each on their back. It's very fortunate the babies were dead. That would have been a nightmare. And so we look over, and my friend Junior, he's the first one to sprint over. We kind of jogged a little bit behind, assess the situation. We pull up on him, right? And it's very bad, very gruesome. An injury to the right leg. We think the semi-truck must have, a wheel, got caught on his leg. Maybe knocked him over, he got caught underneath it. And then when he revved off, stuff happened. So, we were in there. We I suppose it was life and death situation. Junior acted first, got his shirt off. We had to start making makeshift tourniquets, right? So we used both his shirts, tying it around, pulling with all our strength. Our friend Mikey, who was there at the time, he came over and he lifted his legs up on the side of the bridge so that the blood wouldn't leave his, important areas, right? And, we got some pedestrians calling the police and the ambulance. The guys on the ground, he's just he's screaming things along the lines of, I'm gonna die, please save me, God help me, stuff like that, right? The semi-truck is gone at this point. I guess he fled the scene. No one else with us seemed to know what to do, so I guess we kind of had to step in. We got a little bit of training from our cousins, did a BSC survival course in the woods. We spent a lot of time doing mock first aids and other things, and I guess it kicked in a little bit. There was another nice pedestrian who gave us their belt to wrap around and tighten because the shirts weren't doing quite enough. And honestly, a lot of the pedestrians were such good people. I mean, all of the cars were stopping, clearing out the street so that no one would get hit. You had people running over to hotels to fetch water, to get towels, other things, anything to help this guy. I mean, it was a pretty brutal experience. Someone got the EMTs in the line. I think it took them maybe between 7 and 10 minutes to arrive. It was a very close call with this guy. I mean, he was losing a lot of blood. We had to, mine and our fingers were literally numb. Like, we could barely feel our hands, how tight we were pulling. We had to stop it here, right on this area. Located here. We had to apply the shirts and the belt right around here because the injury was right there and it was very bad, to the bone. There was a lot missing. Honestly, he probably wouldn't have lasted a couple of minutes if someone wasn't able to get something there, because without going into too much detail, there was blood everywhere. It was an absolute mess. Yeah, I think everyone really pitched in to help. He actually had a wife, I think it was his wife or his girlfriend. She was hit as well. We didn't see any major external injuries, so we immediately went to the guy who was clearly bleeding. She was like flailing a bit, and I think she went unconscious. The couple that was ahead of them with babies, they kind of took care of her to try and see if she was all right. Also, the guy that was hit, he must have been a really good guy, because he was calling out, "Is my wife okay? Is my wife okay? Please tell me she's all right." And this guy is in a life or death situation himself, and he's caring about his wife. So honestly, I'd really like to meet him. You know, he seemed like such a great guy. It's really fortunate that we were there, right place, right time, I suppose. There's a lot of coincidences that went into it. You know, we were going to park across the river, or we weren't going to come tonight. A lot of things, but it just all worked out, I suppose. Yeah, the EMTs arrived, right? About 10 minutes later. You could see that blood was starting to clot, you know. He was getting into a somewhat stable condition. He was at least still awake. We had to keep talking to him, try and keep him from fainting, you know, saying like, "You're gonna be all right, you're gonna be all right, they're gonna get here soon, just hold on, your wife's gonna be okay." The EMTs arrived with proper tourniquets and stuff, so they came over and I had to keep the belt pulled with all my strength as they were trying to navigate the actual device, you know, between my arms. So we kept that full strength, and, you know, the guy was like, speaking to his boss, "Is this tight enough? Is this tight enough?" He's like, "No, go tighter until it's actually like breaking the skin." He's like, "Okay," like he's twisting that thing, and we're pulling as hard as we can, and finally they get it done. I let go of the belt, I step back, they bring a stretcher around, they load him up, they start taking him away to the ambulance. You know, afterwards we had to deal with the aftermath. You know, we had some blood on our clothes and our arms. A good Samaritan came over with some water bottles, helped us clean it off. We looked for the EMTs for like soap and water or something. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything of the sort, so we had to go on a jog over to a nice hotel over there and go in to the front desk and say, "Hey, we just helped save this guy. We've got blood on us. Can we use your bathroom to clean us up?" And they were like, "What's the situation?" We're like, "Yeah, sure, come in." So it was quite an experience walking through a nice 5-star hotel, you know, looking like that. But yeah, very fortunate the guy was saved. A good team effort between everyone.
I guess you're glad you had those skills, that training.
Yeah, it was very fortunate. You know, it was 5 days of grueling training in the woods, you know, wet, muddy the entire time, high stress situations, being woken up in the middle of the night to go perform missions like carrying someone in a stretcher across a freezing creek and then applying prop first aid on them. Just a lot of things, but I guess it prepared us for the stressful situations that, you know, when everything is crazy, you know, we were able to at least perform to the best of what we could do. Yeah.
Perfect. While we have you mic'd up, will you say and spell your first and last name for us?
Yes, my name is Joshua Campbell, Joshua-Campbell.
Obviously, you're glad he's still alive. You weren't sure.
I wasn't sure, actually. It's been bothering me quite a bit, you know, because when you spend 10 minutes with someone in a high adrenaline, life or death situation, you start to care about them, you know? And so it's really been eating me up a bit. Is he alive? Did the paramedics get him to the hospital in time? Did they stabilize his condition? You know, will he ever walk again? These are things that I really want to know.
They mentioned something about them being pushed up against the railing. Did you see that at all?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the push up against the railing. They were on the ground when we saw them across the street. It's very possible that when the truck hit them, that they may have been pushed into the railing. But once the truck drove off, they were on the ground. We did use the railing though for his feet to prop his legs up. So.
Okay, perfect.
Is this where the truck hit right there? That's where the truck hit?
Right here? It was actually right there. You can still see the aftermath of the
Yeah.
stains.